guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about our brand new bikes, the new Vitus Sommet CRXs in 29er style.
Yeah, so we basically followed on from the last video where we did like a bit of a unboxing and build. We've actually had the first ride on them over the past 2 days. So we thought we'd literally just sit down with a cuppa, sit down anyway and just basically chat about the bikes and then overlay some footage over the top of them and tell you guys all about it.
Quite a lot in the past 2 days. Feels like the best bike I've ridden in my whole 4 to 5 years of riding. Not only in the look and design of it, but as soon as I sat on it, I just felt like it was gonna go good. And then when I did ride it out, I just feel so comfortable on it. Like, forgetting the placebo of getting a new bike, it just kept surprising me. Like, I would expect it to react a certain way on the trail. Like, I kind of braced myself like, oh, this bit's going to be janky. And it just felt like riding a cloud, but a very responsive cloud.
As of recording this now, we've ridden the bikes for literally a couple of hours, not too long. Yesterday we actually rode the bikes for the first time up at Glen Tress on some of the jumps, so maybe we should talk a bit about that. So we literally were just pushing up and playing on some small tabletop jumps. So
we started on, is it Blue Velvet?
Actually, if we rewind the clock even further than this, before we even went on the bikes, we set the bikes up in terms of the sag on the front and rear shocks, and then we just set the settings as Fox recommended, which we've actually got them written down up here. And this was like a base setting, and then we can adjust them from there. Then we went to go and play up at Glen Tress, and literally all we were doing was just pushing up on jumps.
We rode a little trail, flowy trail first, just to get a first feel before throwing yourself in the air on a brand new bike. And then we just pushed up, did loads of jumps and see how comfortable I felt in the air and doing berms and
just like a little bit of a play really. We looked there for about an hour or so, so it wasn't like a proper solid test, but it was quite a cool insight just to see what the bikes would feel like. And then today we actually took them out just up at Innerleithen and the Golfy actually as well, on some more like aggressive trails if you like, which was kind of cool to get a bit of a better feel to see how the bikes would go on like almost like their natural habitat, like trails, single track, rougher, more aggressive tracks, which is quite cool because today it was absolutely chuck it down, typical Scottish weather. We went to session some stuff on a sloppy trail up at the Golfy to start with, and that was cool to play on with some friends, and then up at Innerleithen on some more like bermy, flowy trails. Just to me, that was where I first started getting an eye in for the bike. I don't want, like Amanda said before, we've just got these new bikes, so obviously it's exciting, it's really cool, like we've got these new bikes and whatever, but I also want to remember as well that feeling good on a brand new bike could be a placebo, but in this case, I really don't think it is. One of the main things that I noticed, and I don't know about you, but I've gone down in size this year on a bike. So last year I was on an XL size Sommet, and this year we've gone down to a large. And instantly, the first trail that we rode, I felt way more planted on the bike, like more central, so my weight was over the front and the rear wheels, so that gave me like optimal grip and a really cool riding experience. That was kind of the first thing I wanted to talk about, like bike sizing. I mean, you've gone down.
Yeah, I've gone down to medium, so in the 2 weeks leading up to after making that decision, I've been riding the Unicorn bike, which is 27.5 wheels, but it's a medium. So I thought I'd get used to riding a medium bike again, but it always felt, that bike feels a tad small, which is why I predominantly use it for like jumps and stuff, which is what I wanted it for. But then going up to 29er wheels on the new Sommets, and it feels, I don't think I've ever had a bike that's fit me so well. So for me, that first trail down, I came at it from a bit of a different angle from Alex. He's thinking new bike, excitement, it could be a placebo, whereas I've been having a bit of low confidence recently. Like, I've chopped and changed bikes a lot, which hasn't helped my confidence because I haven't got used to one bike. So when I dropped into that first trail, I was still having that same fear I've been having for the past couple months since coming back from a crash. I dropped into the first trail expecting to have a bit of pain in my shoulder, have the bike, be a bit tense and, feel a bit awkward on the trail. As I did, I noticed that I didn't feel as out of control on the bike. I felt, as Alex said, planted on it. And I felt like the bike handled it, like, I don't know whether it was sizing or just overall design, but I instantly got a tiny bit of confidence back. And then, so I decided to spend the rest of that session in that trail getting used to just the bike, so not putting myself in any positions where I was scared, just get used to it. And the bike just continually surprised me, like on bits where I thought I'd feel sketchy on slippery routes or steep bits. It just surprised me in the way it handled it better than probably the bikes I've been riding over the last few weeks. So I didn't feel like I came at it from new bike placebo. I was almost coming at it from, I'm already pretty scared on the trails right now, and I don't want to just come out on my new bike and like not be able to ride it. So that made me even more nervous. I don't feel like I had a placebo. I almost had more pressure added to like be able to ride it, and instead the bike actually surprised me and gave me confidence rather than added to my pressure.
Confidence inspiring. It's a good way to put it.
Yeah, and I don't know how much is because it's a perfect size for me, but I think it's a little bit of everything.
I mean, last year's bikes we had, or still this year if you're watching this in 2020, when we were looking at getting the new bikes at the start of 2020, we both decided to go for slightly bigger bikes. So Amanda got a large 29er and I got an extra large 29er. Looking back now, I feel that there's like some trend in mountain biking that, you know, kind of bigger is better, or like you have a bigger bike, it's going to be more stable and you'll be able to go faster on it and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if a bike is too big for you, a bike is too big for you, or if a bike's too small for you, it's too small. Say for instance we're up at the Golfy, which if you've ever been up here, up in Olethen, it's very tight, very niggly. You have to do a lot of manoeuvring around on the bike to ride a trail effectively, or try to ride fast and have fun. If you've got a really, really, really long bike and you're trying to navigate it around tight, twisty trails, sometimes it can be almost like a lot of hard work, like trying to get these, if you've got 29 wheels as well, trying to get this long barge around like all these tight turns and stuff like that. And last year, like I thought, like XL is the way to go. We're going to be racing Enduro World Series stuff. We're going to be racing abroad, so we're going to need a longer bike, obviously. But I actually really struggled. I don't know if you can see on any of the videos that we put up this year, or I don't think I've actually talked about it too much, but honestly I actually struggled this year with bike sizing, in feeling that the extra large Sommet was just too big for me, personally. Like I'm 6 foot, I think I'm about 6'1", and I struggled to get weight over the front wheel, so I was struggling with the grip side of things and feeling like I was always hanging off the back of the bike. But if we compare that now to the bikes we've just been riding, I know we only literally just jumped on them, but instantly, like I was saying, jumped in on the first trail and felt like I was balanced over both wheels, like over the front wheel and over the back wheel, which just instantly makes you feel more comfortable, more confident on the track wherever you're riding. Same with jumps as well. I went to go and play on the jumps, felt it was easier to pull whips and just add a bit of style into jumps and stuff like that. I'm still working on that, but felt that side of things was cool. So that was more fun, more playful bike. And whereas the extra large was like too big. And yeah, it'd be cool to see where the rest of 2021 goes with racing and what we decide to do in terms of how the large feels like a smaller bike as opposed to last year's big bike.
I'm just excited to see how I'll progress on this bike, because I don't normally feel as comfortable on a bike on day one. I'm always the one, I try a new bike and I instantly feel really scared again because it feels alien, doesn't feel like comfortable. So this to me is like the first time I sat on my very first Vitus, and that I instantly felt like really like comfortable and like I was going to do well on it. So from that, I'm just excited to see where my progress will go with a bike that I feel really happy on. I'm pretty excited actually, like, I would say if anyone is struggling with size, I fall very much in the measurements for a medium. I've always been on the edge of between the medium and large, and these bikes I'm still...
I think that was both our issue last year, like both in between sizes. So it was either get the extra large bike or get the large bike and try and make it match your body essentially, or your reach or whatever. It's not very often for me anyway that I've ever jumped on a bike and it's been bang on the right size or anything like that. It's always been like buy an extra large bike and try and make the bike slightly shorter, or buy like a slightly smaller bike and then try and make the bike feel a little bit longer or something like that.
I'm just thinking for people struggling with what size bike they should go for.
Yeah.
at least for the 29ers, I definitely feel if you look at the measurements that Vitus has on the site and just go with what they say to get, because I mean, if I look at my measurements, it very much says get a medium.
I mean, even if you just watch the videos of, I'm just talking about Amanda's first day riding this bike today, some of the videos we got today on the trail, you could instantly see that you were like comfortable. I know we only rode literally a basic trail of corners and stuff like that, but you could see just in those corners like you were comfortable, your body was like in the right place, and you're having fun. Like that's the main thing. I mean, I'm
very much a person that if you meet me on a bad day, like I'm not enjoying the bike or riding, or my head's in the wrong spot, I look like couldn't have been riding a bike longer than 6 months. And if you meet me on a good day where I feel confident, I feel comfortable on my bike, everything feels good, then you'd know I'd been riding just between like about 4.5 years. So I guess it shows in the clips of me riding today that she feels comfortable because she's riding well.
What about climbing?
So it's really funny. I probably look like really like tired right now, but today I kind of went fast up the hill 3 times, and the hill's not small around here. And yeah, I've been working on my fitness, but today I just felt like I felt pretty comfortable to like put power down up three climbs of the hill, to the point that I got back and I was nearly sick because I'd done so much, but it felt easy on the actual climb. Like, would you agree that you felt like climbing?
Oh, you fucker.
Don't try, do it. Come on, keep going.
Too slippy. I mean, they've got a slightly steeper seat angle this year and slightly longer insert on the seat post as well, so you can. It's not a problem this year running 200 mils drop post for people with like stupid long legs. But yeah, it was as comfortable and climbed up, you know, almost like a lighter, smaller cross country trail bike kind of thing. So it's not like, I know it's got 170 mil travel and 160 on the bits. It's a fairly big bike, but it definitely doesn't feel that big when you're riding up. And the shock on our bike as well, that we've got the X2 air shock, which you can't lock it out, but it's got like a dial where you can make the shock a lot stiffer, so it does help when you're climbing. The medium, Amanda's bike comes with a smaller or medium bike comes with a 150mm drop post, and then the large and the XLs come with 170mm drop post. So don't make the mistake I did when I suppose you wouldn't be buying 2 bikes, but I put the 150mm drop post on my large bike, went for a ride, and I was like, why the hell is the seat post not going higher? And I actually put the 170mm post on Amanda's bike, so we switched those around. I think in the future I would actually like to see like a bigger drop post on the bigger bike, so like maybe even put the 200mm drop post on the large on the XL, and then the 170mm drop post on the medium. Because you were saying before, weren't you? I mean, it'd be nice to be able to drop the seat post into the frame a little bit more, even though the standover this year on the new bikes is a lot lower, which is great. It means just the saddle's out the way when you're going downhill. But I think if you could have a 170mm dropper on your bike and just drop it in even more, just be a bit more for confidence and stuff like that, and riding steeper stuff.
Saying that though, but like we rode some pretty steep stuff today and I didn't even notice my.
Yeah, I don't think it's that much of a problem. I mean, it's just in case if you buy a medium and you've got some like, I think me and you have got some like weird body genetics where we've got like super long legs, like super short torsos, like a fucking T-Rex or something like that. If you're like that, then it might be a little bit of a pain, but it's not like a massive issue. But for anybody who is like normal, it's sweet. Yeah, so I mean, that's kind of like the first ride of the bikes, I guess. I mean, it'd be cool we've obviously got some other tests and videos we want to make, so it'd be really cool to get hold of, which we actually got organised for the next few weeks. Get hold of the Escarp 29er and compare that to the Sommet, because obviously short travel versus slightly longer travel with 29er wheels would be quite interesting. And as well as we're going to be testing out the new e-Sommets, which have just come out, which are electrifying. But either way, that was like our little mini like first ride review of the bikes. We've literally, like I said, we've only ridden them for like not even a day properly. Probably ridden them for 4 hours on the bike. So it'd be cool in 6 months' time to do a longer term review to give you a real in-depth look at like how we're actually getting on with the bikes, to give you a bit more insight on that stuff. So enjoy this video as usual, give it a thumbs up, get yourself subscribed to the channel, and if you have any comments or questions on any Vitus bike really, primarily the Sommet or the Escarp or whatever, just pop the comments down below, we'll get them answered. And any ideas for videos as well, pop them down below. We're always looking for cool new video ideas, and we'll see you in the next video.